Hey guys, this is Will here. Just thought I'd kind of give a quick reaction response to Apex Legends, a game that I think most people have at least tried out. You know, anyone who's into video games anyway, due to its free-to-play nature and because of how huge it's getting, surprising just about everyone. So yeah, just thought I'd kind of give my quick response to it. I think in short, it's great. I think if you haven't tried it out yet, you really should stop watching this video right now and just go give it a go and see for yourself. Um, but yeah, it's a battle royale type game, so a little bit like Fortnite and PUBG, but it's better than that because it borrows elements from the MOBA genre, so like League of Legends or even kind of Overwatch maybe to a point where you're not just playing as some nameless skin or named skin or some nameless soldier, but you're actually playing as a hero who has their own kit with specific abilities. So, for example, I like to play as Gibraltar. When he aims down sights, he gets a shield that can soak up extra damage. He can pop a bubble to provide cover for his teammates, and it's good kind of in tricky situations. And then for his ultimate, he can call in a mortar strike. So yeah, every character in the game is completely unique. They have their own specific contributions that they can make to a team. There's 8 characters at launch. 2 of them you need to unlock, and I'll kind of get to that in a bit. But yeah, I think that the variety from character to character, the variety from weapon to weapon, like Fortnite and PUBG, you're picking up weapons, and it uses the PUBG loot system of better backpacks, better attachments for your guns, better body armor. But yeah, there's a great deal of variety to it, and while I do think that there are some weapons that are inherently better than others, and a few that maybe need to get buffed, overall I've found use for most of the weapons and most of the heroes that I've played. So the game is coming out in a fairly smooth, not too many bugs. Occasionally there's some frame rate crashes or times when I get kicked, but it's coming out in a smooth state and a fairly well balanced state. And I think that's a big key to why it's been so successful. There's still plenty of room for growth, and again, I'll kind of get to that in a bit. But as at launch, Apex Legends is definitely an easy game to recommend due to its free pricing and the fact that at base level it succeeds as a video game and that it's a lot of fun. I got a win today. Got 7 kills, felt really good about it. The other 2 people on my team got 5 kills apiece. And there is a reason for me to bring this up too. Uh, but it felt really, really good to win, for one thing. And for another thing, we didn't even talk to each other or communicate over mic due to probably the most innovative part of the game, and that being the ping system. So if I look at a gun and I click the top bumper for PlayStation 4, if I click a button though, then my character will mark it on the map and make a vocal announcement of this weapon is now here. So all the other players know it's there. And I can mark enemies, I can mark pickups, I can suggest different directions to go. You can do a lot by just communicating through your character's voice and marking things on the map in this game. And it really goes a long way in being able to communicate things without necessarily having to use voice chat. Voice chat is still preferable, but you can get away without having to use it, as evidenced by the win I got today. The map is also another part of this game that I really like. It's considerably smaller than PUBG's and Fortnite's maps, but what it essentially functions to do is create mini maps within a larger map. So in a game like Fortnite, if you go to say like the farm type area, I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but if you go there, there's still a chance that somebody in another area is going to be able to snipe you from that. In Apex Legends, all the areas are fenced in or tend to have walls over them, for the most part, making it harder for other players who are like across the map to hit you. And so what this ultimately creates then is this sense of a bunch of miniature, more typical multiplayer maps, more typical multiplayer confrontations inside of a larger context. And I think that it's really, really cool. And it ultimately makes it easier to sort of take in all the information that's coming at you at once. There's still times when other teams are going to just get the drop on you while you're engaging another team and you're going to get pinched. But because of the map design, I find that it happens a lot less in this game than it does in both Fortnite and PUBG. Unfortunately, though, there are some major issues that may turn people off, and it's certainly been the kind of thing where I've had to take a break already a couple times just out of frustration. For one thing, the gun placement I think needs to be tweaked a little bit. There's been several times where nobody on my squad ends up with a gun after we land and after we search for like through like 3 or 4 buildings and supply crates and stuff. All we get is attachments and med kits and all that kind of stuff, which is useful. But then when you have another team coming at you who all ended up with guns, there's literally nothing you can do about it. So they just need to, I think, place them in every building and be more intentional about putting them more frequently in supply crates, because it does get a little bit frustrating. And while I praise the balance beforehand, there are a few things that do strike me as a little bit odd, and I don't know if it's due to bugs or me not really understanding something about the game, but I've noticed that certain characters seem to be significantly harder to kill than others, and it's not due to like abilities or anything of that sort. I played a game earlier that was really, really frustrating because we had successfully taken out 2 people on a team of 3, and the last person was like still alive and going, and they were playing as lifeline. They started reviving one of the other characters, and me and both of my teammates came in at her, guns blazing. We were all pegging her, and she somehow killed all 3 of us, even though she didn't. She had like blue armor or something, and we were hitting her. It's not like we were just shooting, and all 3 of us were missing. And it's not the first time that's happened with that character, where I feel like for some reason she's able to soak up more damage than like any other character, and I don't know if it's just like an occasional bug. Sometimes like when you like shoot at that character, like you just don't. It's clearly hitting, but you're not getting any sort of visual feedback that she's being hit. So I don't know if it's a bug or if people have found a way to glitch her or what it is, but it's definitely something that's frustrating and something that's come up more than once at this point. And lastly, there is the microtransaction system. Now, this game is free to play, so it gets a little bit more of a pass than AAA games that are released for a full $60 that still have loot boxes and stuff like that. But this game does have loot boxes, which is annoying, but it would be less annoying if it were easier to earn the currency to unlock things without having to purchase loot boxes. As it is, those epic and legendary skins seems so far off in the distance that I doubt that I'm gonna keep grinding long enough to unlock a single one of them. And that's really unfortunate because they seem really cool. So yeah, it's a free-to-play game. It needs to be monetized somehow, but as it is right now, I don't really think that the game is in a spot of being particularly respectful towards customers. And it's not even like the battle pass system in Fortnite. You know, in Fortnite you can buy a battle pass and then you will unlock things as you go. I've heard rumors that Apex is getting a battle pass soon, or not even rumors, confirmation it's getting a battle pass soon, so this might be something that gets fixed with that. But as it stands right now, it's a little bit scummy. To end on a good note, however, the core experience of Apex Legends is there and functioning, and it's definitely a lot of fun to play. It's a lot of fun to play with friends, and I like the interplay of abilities a lot, and I think that that's ultimately what separates it from other games in the ever-growing battle royale fad, and kind of makes it something more special, I think. I've made it no secret that I am not a fan of Overwatch because of its linear design, significant imbalance of a lot of characters, and just general lack of content. In a lot of ways, I kind of hope that Apex Legends ends up being the final nail in the coffin for that game, because it shows that you can make a good first-person shooter game with a lot of variety and a lot of excellent team interplay. Like I remember this one game that I played where we ended up getting the win, where a Wraith player, she landed a teleporter like near me and the other person on our team, ran all the way around where the enemy was, placed the other one. So we were able to teleport all the way to a flanking position. I popped my ultimate, calling it an airstrike, and we won the game. And the game is just filled with moments like that, of just the right combination of abilities used at the right time, leading to success. So yeah, Apex Legends, it's free, so there's no reason to not try it out if you haven't yet. And I just hope that the small issues, you know, just some slight balancing issues, both with gun placement, a little bit of gun power, and some bugs, I think, with one character in particular. I hope all of that stuff gets ironed out and that it becomes a little bit easier to get loot, even if it means paying like $5 to $10 for a battle pass. That seems more acceptable to me than what they're demanding right now. So yeah, Apex Legends, it's good. Try it out, and yeah, peace out, y'all.